as women, we spend so much time hating on each other and talking about each other's dirty laundry and not uplifting each other's like queens.
I would be lost without you.
Once you see me with a cup or some kind of thing, you know, say I want discussion video. So today we're going to be talking about women's reproductive and hygienic. And again, if you're interested in this kind of discussion, go right ahead and click that like button, and of course leave a comment so I can know that you're enjoying these kinds of videos to let me know whether or not I can do some more. Here is a list of pretty much all that we'll be discussing in this video, so you can have a good idea of what's coming and what's coming next, and you can skip ahead to those parts if you're not interested in the rest of them. So maybe we get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is body care. We, especially as curvy girls, tend to sweat a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna be comfortable and discuss this with you. Comfortable. Put up my foot and ting and discuss. All right, this is not very comfortable. Not very comfortable, but you know. We're going to talk about body care. Body care. So as a curvy girl, you know, we kind of sweat a little bit more. We have some little sweat on our breast area here, our armpits, between our legs. That kind of when we sit down, especially if you have a belly and your belly kind of touch upon your legs and stuff like that. You have that little area that got kind of crease and that kind of stuff. So of course you have to have a good shower. A proper shower, not a 2-minute, 1-minute shower, not a quickie, a proper shower. I know that sometimes time will not allow that, but at least set some time aside to do that. If you think you're having a problem with time, calendar blocking, I live for that. And that is a part of how I get my shit done in the days. I can put an insert in here to show you what my calendar look like on a regular. But it really does help to block out time to get these things done, and in that calendar blocking you block out your personal time, so all these things that we're talking about can get done. Shaving is really helpful. Now I know it's a hit and miss, especially with women who are free-forming. They tend to, and black women who are really into all natural. I know for some persons it's not something that they'll consider, but what I found, and I've done both, I've gone not shaved and I've gone shaved, and I realized that when I'm shaved I sweat a lot less and I smell a lot less, because hair is what actually catches that scent. If you do any kind of research, you find out that persons who wear perfume and body splash and that kind of stuff, persons who are older and persons who have a lot more the hair on their skin, those perfumes and stuff stick on your skin a little bit more. I don't use perfume as much as I used to. I go more for essential oils and they last forever. And I'm known now as the lemongrass girl around my friends. I always smell like lemongrass because I love that scent. Shaving is something that you need to consider. You want to do that every 2 weeks if possible, or every month end if you want to. I do mine every month and I don't mind a little bit of growth here and there, but I ensure that whenever I see it getting a little bit too crazy, I kind of shave up all of them here and there, just make sure so everything just kind of smooth and baby bottom like comfortable. And if you're using oils and stuff on your skin, it will go over a lot easier. And when you're shaving your vagina, I suggest you get lemongrass or any essential oil set that you want to get. Doesn't matter which one. You get some shea butter or coconut butter. You get a container, something this small with a lid. You put your shea butter and your oils in there. You mix it around nice and smooth, and you use that to treat your vaginal area where you shave. You rub that on your vagina, into the corners, on top of it, around the lips, on top of it. Don't put it in your vagina. It's not supposed to go in your vagina. It's supposed to go on the outside, on the top, on the sides where you shave, that kind of place. Them on top. That will help to keep your vaginal lips and your vagina real nice and smooth. It's gonna feel nice and mushy and so you can try that. It's really nice. As well as you can use another essential oil with a spray bottle, just a water spray bottle with water, and you mix that over your body when you come out of the shower. That will go into your skin, your pores. You can use something relaxing like lavender, vanilla, and it gives you a nice fresh feeling. I know persons tend to use powder and that kind of thing on their body to kind of keep down the sweat and all that kind of stuff, but I believe that as a curvy girl, what you need to do is find a little bit more loose fitting clothes. You need to find something that is not so tight around the skin, because the tightness causes your pores to kind of lock up and sweat a lot more. If you're having real sweat issues like under your armpits and that kind of stuff, I suggest you go to a doctor, and you should probably consider trying something like Botox. I know it's not something that you expect to hear from somebody who is a freeform, natural, that kind of thing. But what's supposed to be natural now work for you, you have to go unconventional. And I'm about being comfortable. You have one life to live, be comfortable in the one life you got. So we're gonna discuss the vagina now. We're gonna talk about our pom-poms. So for most of us, one of our biggest issues, of course, is our periods and how we deal with ourselves during our period. Now, I posted a video about my zero waste period, so if you're considering to do something a little bit more minimalistic, then you can go ahead and watch the video that is linked here or in the description box below. You can think about that. But for me, when I used to use pads and panty sheets and that kind of stuff, I had to have a little method. So my method was that for every period, I bought a bottle of water or I had my insulated canister filled with water, regular tap water. I walk around with a spray bottle with some kind of essential oil and water, along with a change of underwear and my pads. So like enough, it was enough. No, I don't have to do that. Thank you, Jesus. But what I did was every time I was changing my pad, I would just take that bottle of water into the bathroom with me, kind of wash the area, take one of the wipes and wipe the area, and then I change my pad, and I really felt a lot more fresher and cleaner that way. Because like I said, our Curvy Girls, we got a little curve. We have some curve down there. We have some creases in some places. And sometimes shaving doesn't take away all those hairs, and those hairs will catch scent. Now, bear in mind, ladies, that your pum-pum now gonna smell like roses. It now gonna smell like roses. You're gonna have your own natural smell, and you're just gonna have to work with it and learn what it is and appreciate it. What is the name again? You know you like to think your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit close to see your roses really smell like ooh. Outcast who sang that song, and yeah, it was a diss to Caroline. It is not too far from the truth. We do have a scent down there. I'm not the kind of woman to tell that my vagina smells sweet and all them kind of thing there, and I've tasted it too. Well, yes, if you never taste a vagina, then girl, I don't know. You want somebody to go down there and taste it, not true. So I've always kind of had this kind of, I guess, acidic kind of smell, and I used to go to the doctor a whole lot for that smell or moisture. I just had like regular clear moisture in my underwear, and I thought that I probably had some kind of infection, because guess what? As a Jamaican woman, your mother really not talk to you about certain things. Some things you have to learn on your own, and I had to debunk a lot of those myths. Like, I want to know from you though, like, what kind of myths have you kind of debunked in your years as being a woman? Growing up from a little girl to being big woman thing now, like, what kinds of myths? My myth was that I thought that any kind of discharge was bad. Any kind of discharge, all discharge from the vagina was bad. And I thought that having any kind of smell from my vagina, something was wrong with me, and I went to the doctor a lot for that. I spent a lot of money doing that. Another myth that I debunked is that women don't want to have sex as often as men. That is such a myth. We want to have sex as often as men do, but it has to be good sex. Like for me personally, I don't want to waste my time have sex with somebody who in angle. Makes sense, but I digress. In terms of your vaginal health, sometimes if you consider just going without underwear, like really and truly, when I'm not going anywhere, I don't wear any underwear. At home, during the days, I wear little bodycon dresses or little long maxi dresses, and under my dresses, I rarely have on any underwear. I don't wear underwear with leggings or stockings or shorts or anything that I have to put my two legs into. So if I'm wearing any of those things, I don't normally have on underwear. I don't wear jeans, so I don't have the issue of wearing jeans and then having the roughness of the jeans material rubbing against my vagina lips. But if you do, I suggest that you probably wear something, protect yourself from it, wear a panty sheet or some underneath there. But I suggest that you spend less time in underwear. If you're gonna wear underwear, I suggest that you do get cotton underwear. If you don't like cotton, because I don't really like cotton so much, I don't really like how it feels, which is weird. And like most people like how it's soft, I don't like it. You want to get underwears that are not silky, like these are kind of silky, kind of spandexy, kind of, they're cute. They lay flat onto your skin and ensure that it's seamless and all of that. If I wear an underwear like this, I don't wear it for very long. I just wear it for whatever event I'm going to and back off, or I just don't bother wear any at all. I do wear high-waisted underwears for control my stomach because I have a big belly. And I try to ensure that I don't wear underwear with those, because people wear underwear with the control top, something them. I don't wear it, I just wear them as is. And I try to ensure that I either take it into my bag, and when I go to the events and where I'm taking photos and stuff like that, I'll put it on, then take it off as soon as I get a chance, because they really don't breathe. They are spandexy and they don't have no breathing at all. My everyday underwear is really lace. It is very breathable. It is still a little stretchy and it's not very cottony, but there's a cotton padding in the middle here, which pretty much helps to, you know, protect side between my lips a little bit. But it is breathable. You know, it's, if I have to wear underwear any at all, I have about a dozen. I'm a minimalist, I don't have a lot of underwear, so I really have like 14 underwears to tell you the honest truth. 2 underwear per day, and then I wash them at the end of the week, or I wash them each time I shower with. So let me talk about undergarments. I did show you some of what I already had, but let me show you a couple of things you should have as undergarments. You should have a bra, something that's comfortable, something that you can wear every day. This is my everyday bra. It is the nice color of turquoise because I like color. It has an underwire, and because I need the extra support, I'm a curvy girl. I got folds. I mean, if you put that as one little meme, I got folds in places. I need help. Of them, my girls are tired. Them want to lie down. So to help them wake up, padded bras work for me. So I have all of 2 bras, really. I'm not talking about sports bras, I'm talking about everyday bras. I have 2 of them. I have this one that is heavily padded on the inside, and I have one that is not so much more padded. So if you notice, the cup of mine is a little wide, and I ensure that it's hard to find bras, honestly. So I find something that goes around to the side and kind of pushes it forward and make me have that nice little I let this breathe for 2 or 3 days. I just kind of wash it and sit it down. I fold it this way into the drawer and let it kind of breathe, keep its shape, all of that. Sometimes I'll put underwears underneath it and just kind of let it breathe for 2 or 3 days, and then I replace it with the other one. The other thing that I think you need to have is some form of tube top. I know this is bright as shit, but this is the first one that I grabbed. Oh my god, there's no way we can turn it way no bright. It just bright. It's something bright. It is bright, but you can't miss it. You have a tube top, and they have 2 different types. This is a thin, very thin type, which doesn't really have any support. They have the ones that are lined inside and have a little bit more support. You can use those. And tube tops are good for, I use them really to hide my nipple pokingness. I wear a top or a dress that doesn't have any padding at the front, and my nipples are kind of poking out, and persons can see that it really is a lot of no brassiere. So I just kind of use those, or I use them to kind of hide my I've got cleavage, my cleavage area, and that I think is it's a little modest. I also use them as simple old tops. I use them as over my bra, just like that, under my shawl them and my high waist skirt, and that's me. And then I talk about your underwear. You need to have comfortable underwear, but one of the major things that I think that we need to have as women for our underwear health is that we need to have sexy panties, lingerie, negligee. I think that everyone, whether you have a man or not, you need to have a sexy negligee, something that's going to make you feel sexy. Sleeping in the buff helps that too, but something sexy you put on for yourself. Get some black and lace, some bright pink and hot, something that will make you feel like, yeah, if this man's sitting at this right, no problems. You have to feel that way about yourself, and you do that by doing that for yourself at first. Birth controls is a major factor in how we smell and what's going on with our body. I've used birth control that has made my hormones go crazy. Now, birth control introduced estrogen into your system. But when you take birth controls, you really kind of push out a lot more, and then it puts in progesterones, and that kind of, it throw off the whole of your hormones. It make them kind of go a little crazy, and not everything is good for everybody. So you speak to your doctor about that if you need to do that. You can do something that is less hormonal, like the copper T, tubal ligase. Don't do that if you're planning for your children. That's permanent. That's something that, you know, you can consider. But yeah, if you're really done with having kids like me, say I am, and I'm really considering thinking about doing something like that. I'm over 35 too, so the risk of me using hormonal pills are a little bit higher, and I'm a little cautious of what is going on. I've never seen one that says it's completely 100% herbal or natural, so I just use abstinence or careful planning with condom or that kind of stuff. Sex is one other thing too that definitely throws off your pH balance within your vagina. You have to know your body, know what's going with you, because I have had partners that I have been allergic to in terms of we've had sex and him coming inside me has given me some kind of reaction. It's not so much a negative reaction. I have to go through cleansing my body, eating differently, drinking a lot of water. It's a foreign object in your vagina and your body is going to act differently to it. There's some males that you can have sex with and it's not going to be a problem, but you need to look into yourself and know your sexual health and your body and your vagina and know what works for it and what not work. And if it not work for you, then you have to tell the man, say, listen, you have to use a condom. This is not working out in terms of how I am sexually and that kind of way. Or have sex without the coming inside of your after part. It's your business how you want to do it. For older women or just women on the whole who have dryness, I suggest use a water-soluble lubricant. There are many lubricants you can use. A lot of them are natural, have natural scents, natural and herbal things that are in there that you can use. Don't use anything that is anything silicone based or sulfate based or anything like that. It might make you break out, it might be uncomfortable. So yeah, I know that their women have that issue in terms of dryness, and if you really and truly are having that issue, go to your doctor. Speak to your gynecologist, let them tell you exactly how best to control something like that. Don't try to address this on your own. Vaginal wash is a hit or miss for me. I've used them, but I've stopped now. I really just use apple cider vinegar with a little bit of water, and I use that once a month after my period. I put it in a spray bottle after I'm finished showering, and I just kind of spray the air, rinse off in the shower, and that for me is what I use as in terms of any kind of wash down there. I use my fingers and the water from the shower. I don't introduce any soap. Just in case you don't know, you should not be putting your finger up with soap and water to wash inside the vagina. It is a self-cleaning oven, like my mama told me. It will do itself. I know for me, when I'm seeing my period, I have sometimes slight diarrhea and I pee a lot and my entire body just kind of flush and clean out. My skin will break out into hives sometime or break out into big bumps, and then after my period I just look brand new. My body just clean out and nice. During that time, I take that time to drink some water. I do drink my apple cider vinegar and water, just the same during that time or even afterwards or even during the time that, even before my period, to ensure that I have a healthy period. Because to be honest, if you take into consideration and you're in tune with your body, you can tell what kind of period you're going to have at the end of the month. You can tell if you're going to have a lot of cramps or not because of what you eat and what you've been going through. The next thing we're going to talk about is your diet. I am not a dietitian, I'm not an expert. Most of the times I'm on keto or laser keto. I'm trying to always lose weight. And now I've kind of decided, because of my hair journey, I decided to do something a lot healthier. I realized that if you drink more water, a lot will happen for you different. If you decide to spend 2 days out of the week just drinking water and no juice at all, you will see that your urine color changes, the smell of your urine changes, your vaginal area changes, your vaginal area smells differently. You'll have to do a lot less maintenance down there. Your sweat is not going to be as foul smelling. You just are cleaner. I keep talking about apple cider vinegar. I threw apple cider vinegar into my water and I realized it helps with my digestion. It helps with just kind of flushing out my system with impurities. So you can consider trying something like that. And of course, you want to ensure, we talked about period before, but I just want to reiterate that you need to find a period maintenance routine that is efficient for you and for your body, what you're going through, how your system is working, what will work for you. You have to really take into consideration your body. Consider your period regime. How is it working for you, or is it working? One other thing that I have to reiterate for us as women, I know for men, they don't normally do this a lot, but for women, you need to visit a gynecologist at least twice per year. I say 2 times because you do your pap smear and then just to do a regular checkup to ensure that everything is okay and you're balancing and alright. You need to be able to do your own breast examinations as well to ensure that you're not having any lumps or anything like that. One of the leading causes of death, especially in the Caribbean, is cancer, and it is breast cancer and cervical cancer, unfortunately, for women. And we need to consider these things and ensure that we are thinking on the path of health and care and longevity for ourselves and passing on this information to women. Doctor's visits can be expensive, I understand that, but there are ways to go around that. You can go to the clinic, which is essentially free, or to the hospital. I know it might take all day, but what is all day compared to the rest of your life? For persons who are working, you can budget in that at the end of the month, once a year. Use your health card. If you don't have a health card, you can put on $500 Jamaican dollars a month every month for 6 months, and you just consider your doctor visit as well as what's going to cost to do your pap smear. It is really $3,500. Some doctors will charge $2,500 a month, plus your pap smear, which will be an additional, say, $3,000 to do your pap smear. That's a little bit of money. You spend more money on makeup. I think going to the doctor is essentially one of the most important things to do as a woman. Not only are you going to be examined, you're going to have a discussion with this man or woman that these are the issues, this is what I'm feeling, and he can debunk some other theories that you might be having or tell you that something that you think is a problem is normal. It was at a doctor's visit that I realized at the ripe old age, at 18, that my discharges coming from my body was completely normal. I was just now sexually active. I was in a relationship. I was happy. When I thought about him, I got excited, and all of that was coming out in my body, and I thought that something was wrong with me. As a matter of fact, I thought that even getting turned on and wanting to have sex with somebody was something wrong. Somebody, you know, you grew up in Jamaica. I don't know if anybody else or anywhere else in the world, but you grew up in Jamaica and they're telling you must keep yourself to yourself, keep yourself quiet, not get pregnant, about jumping on a man thing until you get to that age where you need to get to that age. And then you grow up with this thing in your head. You hear about not having unwanted pregnancies, not getting involved in nobody when I mean, you know, good and all that kind of stuff. And then when you get older, it's so hard to take those things out of your head because it took me a long time to decide that I wanted to have children. And then it was a matter of what would be the best time to have children, and it was never a matter of so easily thinking about it. It was always kind of, what are people going to think? How am I going to feel? And I spent so many years in my younger days thinking about what people was going to think of me, until I got to the part that you, like I said to somebody, you never know your value until somebody show you how much them think you're not worth nothing. So you see, when you get to that point is when you're going to start to say, hey, no, I'm going to deserve this. But before you get to the point, it's like we as women don't learn these lessons until we learn these lessons. We don't try to emulate other women. I think for us as women, we spend so much time hating on each other and talking about each other's dirty laundry and not uplifting each other's like queens and, you know, all of them things there. And because of that situation is why sometimes we go through the things we go through alone, because we know what we are like as a person. We catty and we talk about people and with them things that we don't really want to talk our business because somebody tell you something, you go a road, go say it, and then you prefer to tell nobody anything because you don't want them to go a road, go say it. So you have an infection that's stood on with for years. And you know, so if you tell your auntie, your cousin, or your sister down the road, they might tell somebody else and they might, you know, the kind of way they. And that is why I say a doctor's visit. But talk to your doctor, reason with your doctor. My doctor are the boss. I prefer male doctors because I feel more comfortable with them. I just feel someone woman look at my vagina and judge me. That sounds like a sarcastic. What I just feel? How you feel? You don't feel so? I mean, one feel so? Talk truth. Talk the truth. Me feel like one doctor woman look at my vagina and judge me. Judge me based on the fact whatever is going on down there. But for a man appreciates and loves the woman body. They like the vagina. They like see, them like talk about it, them like touch it. And in my mind, even a doctor trained not to think that way, it can't probably help it all the while. So when him talking to me, I feel like somebody talking to me for my own good. Because honestly, me have my vagina, the only other person interact with is a man. So I want the perspective of a man when I go to my doctor. My doctor, as a male, would call me and say, you're not coming to examine the poo-poo, make sure everything alright. Real talk. That's how he called me and talk to me. And I'm like, oh my God, Dr. So-and-so, you was talking to me there. Yeah. Laugh, right? It's funny.
So buy your side up from some stay. But don't you